What's good, everybody? It's your boy Darius, aka The Glory, and welcome to the first episode of Forgotten Thought. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. So I appreciate everybody for taking the time out to join my podcast and see what this first episode about. So make sure you like, subscribe, share if you get anything out of this, and let's get right into it. So to begin, I want to just talk about a little bit about myself and where I've come from, what I've been through, things of that nature. So as you know, my name is Darius. Call me Bam Bam, DJ, D, whatever you want to call me, man. It's cool. It is what it is. I come from Washington, D.C. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. I eventually moved out Maryland for a little bit, for a couple years. After a while, just coming back home to D.C., I had a cool childhood, It wasn't nothing too crazy, I hated school. I couldn't give a shit about school. Oh, my God. But that means kids go to school. But for me, school wasn't for me, and I really couldn't do the school thing. I mean, I had decent grades, but at the end of the day, I really didn't care about school. I cared about other things more. So, I had a okay childhood. Grew up with all brothers, no sisters. Three brothers on my dad's side, three brothers on my mom's side. Second oldest on my mom's side. I'm the youngest on my dad's side. So, you know, that was a cool dynamic. One of the things that happened with that is I never really got to have I had female cousins, but I never really got to have an actual friendship with females. So when I saw females back then, I seen them as just girlfriend, not girlfriend, girlfriend, not girlfriend, girlfriend, not girlfriend. There was no in between girlfriend, girlfriend, not friend, friend, girlfriend, well, however you want to explain it. But yeah, so as I got older, I'm starting to realize how to have friendships with females outside of wanting to have a relationship. So I had to learn that growing up through I had to learn that as an adult because in my childhood I had all brothers. I was just around all males. So, I figured that shit out. School, like I said, school, I didn't really care about school. Sports, I love sports. Football, basketball. Didn't really get into sports until I would say I was in fifth grade. Yeah, fifth grade. Moved to Anne Arundel County. Ended up joining a basketball team because I was tall. One thing about me, I'm 6'1", but I've been 6'1" since fifth grade. So I've been the same height. I always say, man, if I would have got to at least 6'4", 6'5", I'd be overseas somewhere right now playing. But because I was 6 foot in fifth grade, as soon as I started playing basketball, they put me right at center. So I never learned ball skills, never had a coach teach me how to dribble. I had to do all that shit on my own. Of course, you're supposed to do it on your own anyway to make it to where you want to go. But my mindset, it was always, all right, somebody going to push me, somebody going to push me, somebody going to push me. And I never got the urge to push myself. But now I'm starting to get into that zone where I'm getting the urge to push myself. As you can see, that's why I'm finally doing this podcast. So, so that was a little bit about my childhood, growing up, sports. I didn't really have dreams to be anything other than an NBA basketball player. I would say things like, I want to be a police officer or a doctor, because that's what all kids say to make themselves want to seem like they have big goals and aspirations. But for real, I didn't want to do nothing. I just wanted to play video games all day. And now, I see where it's at. That was a great avenue. Actually, I could have did that. I could have did the Twitch. Could have started the Twitch thing, the YouTube thing, all that real early at a young age. And I just never got I just never did it. I just never did it. Everything happens for a reason. I believe in the universe and God and my higher self and my guides and angels. They all have a different plan for me. And I feel like this is another avenue that I need to explore to see if this can be something for me, something valid, something of validity for me to I guess, spread the messages that I've come across, because I've been I've been a lot into spirituality since 2016 when I awoken. I call awakening. I had a ex girlfriend of mine, ex at the, now is the ex, but we were together at the time. She just said something. We were outside talking, having a conversation, and she just said something to me that like threw me off a little bit, because I forget exactly what we were talking about, but I was telling her, like, sometimes I feel like, this world ain't real. And she was like, well, what if I told you your reality is a dream? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was just like, nah, never mind. So I was like, nah, what you mean? She was like, you just got to do your own research. So from there, I did my own research, and I just started to realize, like, hold on, there's more to this life than we actually being told. Like, what's going on? Like, something need to change a little bit. Like, you got, these different religions saying different things, like before awakening, you never really like think about like, oh, you got the Muslims that believe this, and you got the Buddhists that believe this. Like, you never really take those into account. You just always Christianity, 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 Christianity. But when I started to awaken and started to actually do research, and I'm like, hold on, a lot of these religions connect to each other. A lot of these religions, mesh or have different like the same aspects of different parts. Like, their messiahs all being born on the same day. Their messiahs all going into a dark cave for 3 days and 3 nights. Like, they all have parallels and similarities, and we'll get more into that later on into these podcasts as we go. But just a basic overview, that's that's how I became spiritual. So that's how I became spiritual. That was my intro to spirituality, was through the girl I was dating at the time. She introduced me to it. Like, she's not introduced me, but she sparked my brain, I would say, and sparked my awakening. And then ever since 2016, there's been days where I didn't have jobs, and I would sit on YouTube, be on my phone, looking up books for hours on hours on hours, just looking up spirituality, conspiracy theories, veganism, the chakras, everything. I read a book called The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and it just like everything was just clicking in my head, clicking, 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 clicking as I was reading that book. And as I started to evolve in my spirituality, I'm starting to see the world in a different light and a different view, and I'm starting to see the world from different aspects now, that we can go into more later on. But I'll just say one right now would be, I feel like everybody needs some type of spirituality in their life to function at 100%. Because without spirituality, without having that moral compass to fall back on, like, what are you really doing out here in the world? What are you working towards? Like, for me, I want to be able, I guess when it's all said and done, I want to be able to go back to God or my higher self and be like, look, this is what I learned. This is what I did. I learned about this, learned about that, learned about this. I've worked on these emotions, this emotion, this emotion. Now I'm able to do X, Y, and Z, help other people to evolve more. If I'm down here just working a 9 to 5, what am I may be providing to the world. I don't know for sure. Everything is connected. Everything happens for a reason, like I said, and everything is connected in a way. So for me, I just feel like you need that spirituality. Like, you need that moral compass to I guess to leave a lasting legacy in the world, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm a little jumbled right now, but I'll get it together. So spirituality to me has actually helped me a lot, because it's given me a chance to sit down and actually go through like things like your shadow side, and what your past traumas are. That's another big thing, is your past traumas. We all have past traumas from childhood, like even from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. We all have these past childhood traumas that we grew up with, and some of us allow those to affect us in our day-to-day life, our personal life, our business life. And I feel like, with spirituality, that can kind of alleviate a lot of those things, or have you addressed a lot of those things that you've dealt with in your past, and help you to address them and correct them, so that going forward in your adulthood, you don't make enemies and things of that nature because of how you used to act in your past. And that's one of the things that led me to create my clothing line, Forgotten Gods. So if you're interested, make sure you check out my clothing line, Forgotten Gods, on Instagram. I got a couple designs, couple merch designs up there that's ready to go. $20 a shirt, nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. You could go out there and check it out. But yeah, so I created the clothing line so that I could start getting messages out to the world about spirituality, and trying to spark people's brains into thinking and researching and wanting to go out there and see what they could find out, and just rebuilding themselves and their minds and their spiritual foundations from a base of, I guess, love and openness, and being open to finding out new ideas, because I feel like a lot of people who have religious or who have serious religious backgrounds aren't open to new ideas, aren't open to seeing different viewpoints, aren't open to trying to learn something new. So I wanted to create a clothing line that can, people can read the short messages on a shirt and be like, I wonder what that's about. Okay. I wonder, wait, what? Let me go research that. Okay. Things like that. So that's why I created the clothing line, Forgotten Gods. It means a lot to me, because it's something that I've been working on for a while. Like, it's something that's mine, something that's personal to me, something that I can say I own, and I love that feeling of having something that I can say I own, that belongs to me, that's mine. You know what I'm saying? That came from my head. And I think we all kind of want something like that at the end of the day. You want something that you can call yours, something that you can say that belongs to you, that you want. And yeah, so, I don't want to make this podcast too long. I don't want to make it go too far. We got more things coming forward. I just wanted to touch on some basic topics. Just wanted to introduce myself, let y'all know that I'm serious about this time. Like, the vlogs are going to come to, the gaming channel is going to come, the clothing line is going to come. Everything that I've put my hands in, all the pies I put my hands in, I really want to flourish. But I just need that one to flourish first, and boom. And then that's when I can, start to give y'all everything else that I'm working on in my head, and everything else that I'm working on behind the scenes. I want to give y'all all that, because I feel like I can be a great content creator. I feel like I could provide a lot to the world, and I think God and the universe is putting me in that position. So, if you're still here, you made it this far, man, I really, 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 truly appreciate it, man. If you could just drop a like, and you don't have to comment, but I would love to hear your feedback on what you think, some topics you want me to address next, some things y'all want to talk about going forward, and any questions that y'all have for me. For real, I'm an open book, man. I'm here to share knowledge, and spread love, for real. Like I said, we got a lot of content going forward. We're going to get into a lot of different things. We're going to get into spirituality, conspiracy, relationships, love, life. Excuse me, y'all. Love, life. Pretty much politics, climate change, crypto, everything. We'll get into everything. We'll have guests come. I'll definitely have guests come speak to y'all, give different knowledge, different viewpoints, different aspects of their lives, things like that. and then we go from there. So again, like I said, man, if you still here at the end of this video, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you being here. And like I said, please leave a like if you got anything out of this. You can share it with your friends. And if you want to hear more, subscribe. Things are only going to get better. This is my first podcast. Thank you so much for listening to Forgotten Thoughts. I truly appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, love.